Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to talk to you about this guy here. This is a pocket operator by Teenage Engineering, and I've got it hooked up to over here to an amplifier. And you can see I'm playing a little pattern over a pattern, and it's a nifty little device. I'm going to turn this off for a second because I want to talk about this product, and I've unplugged it from the amplifier, and what you can do is you can hold down this button at the top here, next to the one that's next to the two dials. You just hold it down and then hit the number 16, and that sets it to the loudest volume. If you set it to hold this down again and hit the number 1, it sets it to the lowest volume. I can't even hear it. I'll set it back up to 16. So the first thing you should know about this device is it's not very loud. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. I guess they made it really quiet so that the batteries don't run out really quickly. You have to operate these with batteries. It comes with 4 AAA batteries, and I've got 2 of them in here, and I assume they send you 4 because they go through them pretty quickly. They probably eat the power up really fast. It also comes with 3 of these little cables, and these cables can work here in the output or here in the input side. And the idea is that you can chain together some of these devices. I'm not sure what that gets you exactly, but you can chain them together. You can also use one of these guys, which I happen to have one of these. This is goes from whatever size cable this is, this tiny little cable. This is an earphone size cable, standard earphone. Your audio input on your computer has this size. I don't know if it's an 1/8 inch or something like that. It's probably something in millimeters. And this kind of plug here is the kind that goes inside a guitar, so it's much larger, and it's what my amplifier wants. And so if I plug this into here and this into here, I can now plug it into my guitar. Let's see if I can get it in the right one. I don't want to put it in the headphone jack. That's not going to do anything. And then I can turn the sound up. Well, did I put it to the wrong one? Well, it was working. Let's see. Still making noise. I'll put this down here for a minute, see what I'm doing wrong. I get some light here. This goes here. No, it doesn't. It goes here. It goes on that side. What is this thing? I guess that's an external speaker. I'll turn the sound all the way down. And then, of course, once it's inside a device like this, you have all of the different filters on here to be able to play with the sound somewhat. There are filters on this also. If I hit the FX button, for example, well, no, that's not the FX button. I can choose an effect. So I guess this turned on the sustain. Choose a different effect. And I can change the pattern. I'm not sure why this is sustaining it like this now. This is a difficult device to learn. So it comes in this little cardboard wrapper. Let me take this off here. Put this back through here. All right, now it's back on again. Now it's off. It may not fit because I've got the batteries in, but it comes more or less like this, inside the cardboard, and in a plastic bag with the batteries separate. And these little cable guys, I guess, are wrapped up in here somewhere. And it has 3 sheets of very tiny printed material. And these guys are in 3 different languages. So there's English, German, and I didn't even look at the other one. But not a lot of instruction on how to use this device. And I'm sure that after a while, it becomes fairly easy. It seems that everything's done with combinations of buttons. So at the top, there are 3 buttons there: sound, pattern, and beats per minute. And so if you hold the sound down, you've got 16 buttons below, and you can choose any one of those 16. And that's the sound that you'll get. Same thing with pattern. You hold the pattern down, and you can choose a pattern from the 16 patterns, and then let it go. Or you can hold it down and choose a bunch of patterns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then let it go. And it will play those 8 patterns one after the other, I guess 4 bars apiece, in a loop forever and ever, once you start it. The beats per minute guy over here, if you click it once, then I think you can choose one of the buttons below and it will set it. If you hold it down for an extended period and press one of the keys, 16 keys below, it sets the volume. So it has 2 functions. And these other 2, they may have 2 functions too, I just don't know yet. I do see that there is what looks like an alarm clock in between 1 and 2 up there, the sound and the pattern. So there's at least some kind of a clock function there. I need to get a drink of water. Excuse me. Oh, so here it is up here. And here's my Bleeding Heart of Elvis by Lou Beach. who's a very interesting guy if you don't know him. Anyway, what's next on this? So there are some fiddly dials, and there's a way to record on here. So I guess you can record and then play over it. This is the robot pocket operator. I think it's number 28. And the reason I chose this one, there are a whole bunch of these, and they do different things. The reason I chose this one is because this one is more of an arranger type of an instrument, because it allows you to have a beat track. It allows you to have a 2 tracks on top of that. One would be a pattern, and then the other is you can just play over it yourself. So you can add a melodic line on top of all of that. And there are some effects. There's a glide effect, which I guess does, what do they call that? A glissant. And there are other effects, which there's an FX key, which does things like change the filters on the synthesizer. And there are 16 of those, or 16 of all these things. Distorted filter, distorted sweep, repeat 4, repeat 2, low pass, slow sweep, low pass, fast sweep, high pass filter, high pass sweep, fill in fast, retrigger fast, glitch fast, blinds, and noise effect. So I'm guessing the fills are probably, which are 9 and 10, are probably the most useful. So, all right, let me turn this down, plug it back in, and we'll play the 2. All right. So let's do 9 first. Right, that was the fill. I'll play it again. I'm holding it down. So this is the fill pattern. This, I guess, is the regular pattern. It's hard to tell the difference. All right, let me do a fast fill. Fast fill is 10. I'll hold that down and hit 10. All right, that's quite a bit different, right? Here, let me do it again. Get that Woody Woodpecker thing going on. So that like that. That's the fill. So there are a bunch of effects. I won't go through them. So what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, so it's not very loud unless you put it into an amplifier. So my advice is make sure you have one of these. Make sure you have one of these. Make sure you have an amplifier. Make sure you have one of these guitar-size things that goes to a headphone-size thing. And then something that I think I have somewhere, but not quite sure where, is a long extension, so that you don't have to sit immediately in front of your amplifier, as I'm doing here. This is a very short cable. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is, because it's not very loud, you can also run this through headphones. So I have a pair of them over there. But once again, it's not very loud through the headphones because it's a very low power device. So it's almost unnecessary, I would say, to bring headphones with you. If you're sitting on the bus or something and you want to play with this, It's probably not going to bother people very much, although your mileage may vary on that. But it's nice that it's so portable. Certainly, if you're sitting out in the park or something like that, and you're a little bored, you can play with this a little bit. Now, I don't know what the notes are here. I believe that the key is A minor, and the seventh is flatted. So it's an A minor with a flatted seventh. I'm not sure what else you would call that scale. But I don't know how the notes map to the buttons here. So I'm going to have to look that up. I did go in and look around for some sort of tabulatures for songs, and I'm not finding any. So an interesting project would be to take some guitar tabulature or something like that and convert it over to the pocket operator. For those of you who are ambitious programmers, you might write a program to automatically take guitar tabulature and convert it to pocket operator tabulature. So in that case, you could give the suggested patterns, and then the notes as they are, the button numbers for the notes. Not necessarily the duration, but you could also figure out a way to do the notation. You could write 1 or half or quarter or 8 over the, or you could even do the notes with the number inside would be a way to do it. I have notes. MuseScore allows you to put notes with the letter inside. They have that font, so that's a possibility. But I think this is a fun little device. This one cost me $60, and it's a toy. I don't know that I'm going to be doing much with it. It does provide it's an automation tool. If you record something, it will record all of the automation that you do. So, in that respect, could be a you could use this as a background track, a backing track, while you practice your guitar, or you practice piano, or whatever. And it's good to have something like this if you're at home alone studying an instrument, because at least you're going to make an attempt to stay with the beat, to get in the groove. So, yeah, for the price, you could go out and buy a metronome, or you could buy one of these. I think I would rather have this guy. Anyway, I have a metronome that's in my keyboard, so I don't need one. But if you've got a guitar, if you're learning guitar, and you don't have a metronome, you're thinking about buying one, maybe consider this instead. It's not exactly the same thing, but you could set it for beats per minute, and you could have the most basic pattern. I think you could tap your own pattern out, so you could get it to be just, clicks, BPM clicks. Anyway, it has a fun animation in here, and I was really surprised by the packaging, because literally it was just inside a plastic bag that had a knot at the top, and that's how this was shipped. This box and these other items inside of a plastic bag. So I guess this speaks to the durability. One of my concerns was that this is a circuit board. You can see the soldering on the back, and these components are just soldered on. There's no case. If you want to buy a case, you can. They're, I don't know, $35 or something like that, which I thought was ridiculously expensive for a $60 device. But I don't think this is going to be a problem. I think this is going to be sturdy enough. And it has this thing at the top here, which they say you can remove, this little hanger thing, but I kind of like it, so I'll probably leave it on until it falls off. It also has a little stand, so when you set this down, it's sitting on this, it's elevated, and on an angle. Although I don't think you can play it very well while it's sitting down. I think you really need to hold it in your hand so that you can play it like one of those African instruments. I don't know what those things are called. Those things where you pluck the metal, what would you call them? Keys, metal keys. They're not really keys, they're just long bands of metal. Anyway, that's not important. What else about this? Anything? I haven't had it very long, so I haven't really made any real music with it yet, but so far it's fun to fool around with. And I think I may do another one of these videos when I can make a piece of music on it. And I have to find that extension so that I can hear the damn thing. It's not a lot of fun without a little bit of volume, because some of the effects, the filters especially, reduce the volume so much that you can barely hear anything. One last thing is, if you are a maker and you're looking for a project, you might make a carrying case for this that has an amplifier and a little speaker in it to boost the power. Something that would be nice to have a rechargeable lithium battery inside of it. I have some AAA lithium batteries that I bought from Amazon, and I will find them, charge them up, and use those so that I'm not throwing away AAA batteries every 10 minutes, or however long these last. I don't know. I shouldn't really say anything, because for all I know it could last a couple of days. I doubt it, but it's going to depend on a lot of things. In any case, that would be an interesting project, and I think people would probably buy an item like that. Let your imagination run wild. Anyway, that is the Pocket Operator number 28, the robot, and so far I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, I thank you for joining me, and hit the like and subscribe and all that crap. Bye-bye.